Good morning, everyone. Just want to make sure sound's working correctly. Yeah. Oh, man. Here you need the 605s to hold up. That's kind of like the 15% of this candle here. We're just pretty much going to break even in case it whips back and gets us. So, kind of what made me enter this trade here is I've been kind of just watching especially on the 5 minutes and the 15 minutes, is kind of watching the two as they cross over the 21 EMA. A lot of times when they cross over like this and they find support above those, most of the time it does not come back for a while. And it may come back and stop me out because, I mean, I probably should have took the 40-point trade, but we're going to see if we can hold this into opening. I still like this trade as long as that 605 holds. And we still may even risk a little bit because I only wanted this like 1 micro. So, I mean, we could take this off for a $50 victory and be good. We're pretty close to passing these accounts. I think only need like less than $200, so that's why we're kind of holding. Gonna be a good day. Hopefully. All right. Let's turn on some music. Hopefully, does anybody else listen to music? I wish you. Wow, it's so loud. I wish YouTube and all those would let you jam out on the live stream, but that's a negative. I understand it's copyright stuff. I thought people used to be able to do it on TikTok, but I guess I don't see it no more. Oh. We may pop up Quantower here. See if we can find us a trade on our I'm hoping this is the big L shape back down. If anything, we get a bounce off this 21 EMA here, because that'd be kind of like your big U shape there. But I know it could come down. So like I said, we may even risk $20 on this trade just to see if we can protect our account for the big move back up. What's up, Coach Fred? We are doing good today. Be doing much better once we get through the trading morning. We've been green all week. I think we've only had really one losing trade. I did take a small loss on a trade yesterday, but it's because I was, I want to say following. It's one of the type trades, Methodical Man. I had misunderstood what Methodical Man had said. I thought he was taking one of the 2-minute trades, but I guess when I talked to him later that day, it was an inversion gap trade. And what sucks is I just ended up closing the trade and that thing went 100 points. So missed out on the 100-point trade. That's okay. We already had 2 good trades that morning. So I just thought we were pushing it. All right, this is where we need the 96 to hold up. So that is the 21 EMA on the 15-minute. So I'm hoping that'll hold. And you got 2 big wicks, 3 wicks between 600 and 596 that I'm hoping that'll save us on our position here. But we did get 100-point trade yesterday. We bought the bottom yesterday. After we ran that not quite run those lows, but almost ran those lows at the 80. I'm talking about we were like within 2 points of it from running it. All right, we're getting to the nitty gritty here. This area where we need to see a bounce here. Let me turn on my quant tower charts. If I'm still in this trade, I may take the trade on the quant tower with those Perdeus accounts. All right, so let's see if this is the bounce here at the 92. And like I said, we have a bunch of wicks in this area on these 15-minute charts. So hopefully we'll get the bounce here. So even if this turns out to be a losing trade, we're just in at 1 micro. This was just kind of a filler trade this morning. The idea here was to try to catch a trade to that opening gap from last night. We have a big gap from last night. All right, let me get this set up real quick. Just give me a minute, guys. Come on. Yeah, just give me a minute. Is my thing live? It has to be. Yeah. Looks like we may get stopped out today. I'm hoping this is still a 20 bounce here. We'll see what happens. Like I said, we're in a 10 point. We're risking about 10 points at the moment. Like I said, guys, just give me a minute. Just trying to get my stuff set up still. So that was our first big pullback on the 15 minutes there. So I'm actually probably going to go to break even because are pretty close to it. Because I think if we lose this wick, we move back down and we get back below that 21 EMA on the 5 minutes here. This is where I want to see it just start moving back up. I was actually hoping I would hit like the 100-point range before the market even opened. Like we have a possible massive move to the upside. What's up, Clarity? You passed that. Nice. You passed the free eval? Heck yeah. Hey, there's nothing harder than winning something for when you get for free. Clarity, because a lot of times what happens is you get it for free, you just have it like effort towards it. You're like, I'm just gonna full port it, or I'm just like screw it. So I'm glad the FOMC on the good side. I didn't get to watch the FOMC day, but I did hear that we had like 150-point moves on both sides. So. Woo-wee. Nothing like worse than having your crap freeze up and you're stuck in a trade. We're looking for a 200-point move today, guys. I'm gonna really try to stay in this trade. I'm either gonna take the 10-point loser or I'm gonna hold this through opening. So I was trying to get in this thing as soon as we pretty much popped above and retested this 20 minutes, 21 EMA here. Man, I really want to see it go filling that that big gap that we have last night. We had like almost a 100-point gap down. So we have a huge gap to the upside today. So we're definitely going to go in this market feeling bullish. But I don't know if we just got to have that manipulation back to the downside. So. I want to say we don't really have any news today, but we do have a lot of news next week, guys. Next week's pretty insane, the amount of news that we have. All right. Find somebody to listen to. Usually we just listen to Methodical Man. Oh, we had to get stopped out, possibly. Come on. I was thinking that we wouldn't even get this low because if you're looking over at the 15-minute candle, I thought we were just going to run that 50%. But I hope this is the manipulation of the 15-minute candle, and then we just go back out the top side. And this is just one micro. So did you only have clarity? Did you only had to pay the $6? What's up, Thomas? How are you doing today? Did you only have to pay $6 to fund it? Man, I almost wish I'd have took my 40 points. We were up 40 points on this trade just a few minutes ago. Then it's in like 8 o'clock here. We had a somewhat of a decent pullback. Unfortunately, if we get too much under this 21 EMA, more likely we're probably going to go back down. We can pull a trend line and maybe it'll ride that trend line and move back up. I mean, you got a really nice 5-minute trend line here. But the only reason why I was kind of long biased is because of that opening day gap that we had yesterday. We had a 100-point gap down from yesterday. Anybody that's kind of new to trading, most time gaps like to get filled. So let's see. So this was the gap down right here from yesterday. You can see I got my order sitting all the way up there just in case. Yeah. Not quite 100 points. I thought it was 100 points. Oh, wait. It did. No. Or did it pull back last night? I think it pushed back because I ended up taking a trade last night. Oh, you missed the $6 one? I don't know. I don't really think about... I don't really think too much about different people, honestly. Oh, we're about to get stopped out. All right, so that's going to be a little $20 loss there. So we'll have to start off in the red, $20. Ooh, my legs. I gotta get my legs out. All right. Wow, I can't believe we're dumping off already. We had a nice little trend line break. If for anybody that likes to trade these 5-minute trend lines, I mean, these things have a very high win percentage of at least 20 to 30 points. So you would have been pretty much short from 590. Look for your 30 points and have a 30-point stop loss. So since we already kind of broke this original 15 minutes from 8:15, we can either look for a retest to see if the retest holds. Either that or we're going to look for manipulation out to the top side. I think that's going to be possibly the low there. I think that we could bounce here, then move back up above get it back above the 600s here. less than 2 minutes to go, guys. Be careful today. It's Friday. We want to be extra careful on Friday because I hate being red on Friday. Or it's okay to be a little red. You just don't want to like devastate an account and where you got to spend all weekend to think about it. At least I'm one of those people. I'm like that. If I have a crappy red day, it just kind of blahs my whole weekend. I have to get into a different mindset and just makes it pretty crappy. If it continues down, we'll need to look for some kind of, but man, this 15 minutes, man, it's hard to say. The 15 minutes pretty much just hit off that VWAP at the 630 and just dumped, 30 plus 30, so 60 points already. 70 points since that VWAP. Let me see what levels that we have to the downside that we can run if we're not going to get that gap fill in to the top side. Because I really ain't even thought much about the downside. I was so bullish coming into this. I was like, man, I just don't see how we don't run up and take that out. To the downside, it looks like first target down would be 4,500. So we could get a nice 500 bounce here. That's off the AM low from yesterday. And for the London session yesterday, which we already ran that London session, 476. So I don't think that'll really matter. The target that we have not ran is probably going to be 387 to the downside. And that's the AM low from yesterday. So, but we'll just wait and see what happens with this first 15 minutes here and see if we get some kind of pullback into this price range. I don't know if you guys remember yesterday, we sold off of like over 100 points and we came pretty much back to this within points, then sold back down again. It took all day before we got back above the top of this. Because I know Methodical Man sent me a text like, dude, 15 minutes, top of the 15-minute candle paid again, 46 points. All right. Wow, 100-point drop right before the opening. Looks like one of these mornings we're just going to have to be patient and wait because I'm not messing with these big candles that are just all wicks. These type of candles that get you in trouble. Even though if it does just start dumping, I'm just not going to get in this just because it'll just get you in trouble. It's better just to wait for a cleaner candle setup, guys. You know, at least that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to wait for some cleaner candles to form. Now, it would have made this better if we had a nice cleaner push up here without all this body and stuff, but we just didn't get that because I'm pretty sure if you pull fib on this, let's see, where does it go? Right between the 50 and 60. So it's a nice pullback. I'm just not a fan of this big nasty wick that the buyers push back up. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Now, if this thing had just printed right here, then pushed up 50%, then came back through, I'd like that better. I'm not saying that this doesn't continue down. I'm just not a fan of this right here. I don't usually take those type of candles myself, so I don't mess with these. Did anybody buy at the opening? I want to say Manzini's calling for long, isn't he? Is that right? Is anybody watching Methodical Man? Yesterday we got a fairly early trade, but let me make sure I have my inside bar indicator on this chart because my charts moved around a little bit. If not, we'll slap that on there real quick so we can keep an eye on the inside bar. No, we do not. Ah, shit. There really wasn't a setup at opening. I mean, it's pretty much would have been just a break out of the 15 minutes that you just take that first initial push. But I'm hoping this is a manipulation below the 15 minutes, and then we just continue higher here. I like the longs much better, but just because you like a direction, I try not to even be biased because I feel like it messes with my trading sometimes. I try to just go with whatever is happening with the market at the moment. So especially if we can get through the 600s here. So if we can get through the 600s here, I feel like we go back out the top of this. And that's usually what happens a lot of times when we sell through the bottom. We'll sell back through the top, and then you can look for that nicer move to the upside. There's been a couple days this week we've had to wait at least a good hour before we were able to find an entry. I mean, I'd imagine the market's pretty exhausted after all this week. We've had a lot of crazy movements today. I don't know. I feel like we still need to wait and see what's going to happen with our 15-minute candle this morning. Or if we get a retest, more likely, and we're going back down. But if we start selling through my little opening box that you see there, that's a good indicator that we're probably going back to the top side. We're going back to that long that we were, anticipating from earlier. So, but you want to make sure it gets above this here. We still got 3 minutes left on this 5-minute candle too, so plenty of time left on this candle. So here's the line in the sand right here, guys. So if it holds up here, more likely we're going to be probably moving back down. But if we start pushing through this 600, that's a very good indicator of probably going to the highs. Or you can look at the London highs or the overnight highs or something as far as a target goes. Ooh, got through it. We got 2 minutes for our next candle, so we'll have to see what this next candle after this offers. Then maybe if the 600s can hold up here. You may get a hit here at the 610s for a push back into the lower 600s a lot of times. A lot of times that happens. Like I said, you still got 2 minutes left. Uh, 1 minute left. Full fib on this candle so we can see. If this body of this candle does not close above 600s, we're not going to anticipate or even consider this. The body has to close above 600, and you want to see a little bitty retest of the 600, maybe at that 23% on the fib. Then I will possibly look for a long. This way we can keep a short, tight stop loss. So this is a good sign. We're pushing finally. Got 25 seconds left. The bigger the wick, the less I like it. 10 seconds left. I don't know. It pulled back a lot farther than I cared for it to. We're at the 23% already. There's the 50% test. Remember, guys, I usually go in with just 2 micros early in the morning. So my less than $50 to $100 as far as risk goes. Yeah, I don't know. Wow, look at that nasty. I don't even know what that was. Somebody said or did something. Oh my God. Good thing we were patient and waited. Hopefully no one jumped in that too early. Whew, goodness. That just messed up everything. We just messed up everything. Holy goodness. That's a crappy candle, guys. That would suck for anybody if you got in long kind of prematurely and just kind of waited. Like that right there is just an account killer because that's like 60 points. That sucks, man. Everybody's been in those, so it happens. So I don't. Like I said, I have no idea what that 60-point boner candle to the downside was. That's where I want to look for is those 800s myself too. I just got to find a decent entry here. But the long bias is gone. Not bias is gone, but there's no setup at the moment. I thought we were about to get a setup, and we found we can use that 600 as our support. But I have no idea what that freaking 40, 50-point candle to the downsides was. Somebody had to say something. Something must have happened in the news or something to cause that. So usually don't get a lot of like 60-point, 70-point rips out of nowhere unless somebody says something. And they might have been some kind of news or something today, like 2-star news, but just very, not like 3-star news, but like a lot of little 2-star news somewhere. All right, so unless it was that's Canadians. We do have Fed Guzman speaking, but I don't really expect much out of him as far as the market goes. So, yeah, there's no news today. Was anybody in along with that violent drop on that candle? What's up, Willie? How are you doing today? We got lucky just now because we were looking for long, and luckily we were patient and waited on the pullback of this candle because I wasn't a fan as once that wick came back 23% of the body. And so we were kind of waiting on this next 5-minute candle, and man, we just had like a 60-point dump. And you know that wouldn't have stopped you out at your normal like 10 points or 20 points. It would have went through your order because it was so fast. I mean, if the wick can stay small, I mean, it's a nice looking 5-minute candle here because we're about to have a new 5-minute candle, but I don't know. Don't know what to do this morning. We're kind of, let's see. Probably won't take this just because the price action is kind of weird this morning so far. So it's just best to wait. Market's only been open 15 minutes. There's still plenty of time. Most of the time, you don't get your good moves until after the 10 o'clock hour anyway. Inside bar. What? Nautical Man says it's an inside bar. I don't see no. What inside bar? I don't know. I'm not sure what he's looking at. Okay. He corrected. I'm like I was like, what the hell is he looking at? Inside bar. I thought maybe it was on the NQ, so I switched over to the NQ real quick to look at the NQ. I was like, well, that's a pretty big difference if we got an inside bar over there. I mean, there's always a super risky eval trade here that if we do continue down, I at least think you would get your 10 points. You could, might have missed it. Been short from here, then have your stop loss there. Yeah, it would have paid your 10 points. To the downside, you can be targeting if you're in your short 495. Yeah, 495. And if we blast the 495, we could easily go all the way down to 391. And that was yesterday's AM low. Or actually, I think it was in the 80s somewhere. But I feel like the market's exhausted just from all the crazy movement that we had this week. So it just ran this wick. That's usually a nice little eval trade sometimes we'll do. So like if you're less than your 50% holds on this and if you're above the wick, a lot of times you can take it and shoot for the wick. But after that, it's anybody's guess. I feel like it's already ran that, so I don't know if we'll get the bounce off of that. Well, we haven't. Let's see, that was yesterday, so you maybe might get a bounce here. 10 points or so. Let me mark it out. I wouldn't take it like head on. I would do it as a bounce play where, if you put a resting order behind it and anticipate the bounce. Probably not looking for any more than like 10 points or something. And this way, if it does sell through, you can just have your stop loss at the bottom of the wick, wherever that goes. And, you know, that would just be pretty much your cut, whatever happens. But I would only do that on evals only, those type of trades. Mm. Well, we didn't get that 496 run. We still can. Maybe this will just push up 40 or 50%, pull back, retest that area, then go. And that's the AM, New York AM low, not AM, lunchtime low from yesterday. That one don't usually hold as much weight, so I'd be very iffy on that one. But if we lose that 496, we could definitely be selling all the way down to 391 because that would be the AM low from yesterday. I think it was actually 385 or something because I remember it missing our 80 target yesterday because we were targeting that 80 for the push back up, and it never came back to that 80 either. That was pretty much the low in the V-shaped reversal yesterday. And this could just be a 500 bounce, rip off the whole number all the way back to the top here. I mean, we're already kind of getting back above the 50%. So most time, if you lose that 50%, I don't even look at the candle anymore. Well, especially if it's above the 60. If it's just wicking in between the 50 and 60, it's still kind of a iffy. But most of the time, anytime you get above this range, it's going to continue back to the upside. I'm going to take my order off. And it's been doing that a lot. The NASDAQ has been missing its levels a lot lately. It just seems like yesterday we were targeting 80 yesterday for a long. We missed it by 3 points, but we still got in long, like on the very next candle. So it'd have been like this candle here, but like I said, it's good to be kind of cautious on Fridays. You don't want to ruin your account on Friday and have to wait till Monday to either revenge yourself or just spend all weekend to think about it. How's everybody's morning? Is anybody finding any entries to take? I mean, I know everybody trades a little different and on different time frames. I trade mostly on the 5 minutes if you're new here. Ooh. be retesting those 50s and 60s just for a move back down here. Oh, nice on the $50. Just keep your $50 red and move on. Come back Monday, little bear. Here's that 67 range. So 67 should be kind of like a line in the sand here, because that was kind of the sell from earlier. So let's see if 67 holds. If we stay kind of consolidating in here under the 67s, this could be our first inside bar. And I wouldn't mind if it just stayed kind of small. And this way you could take an inside bar without risking a whole bunch here. Because 67 was kind of my line in the sand here. What'd it hit at? Right above 67 too, 68. I mean, that's looking pretty like a lot of volume here. Come on. 67 still holding, guys. You can see it just keeps tapping it. But you only get so many taps before it breaks through. All right. If we break above 70, it's no longer an inside bar trade either. We still got 2 minutes left on this candle, so there's still plenty of time left. I'd almost rather this candle stay here if it's going to be an inside bar. This way, it'll be a very, like, about 25 points on the inside bar. Got a minute, 30 seconds left. I feel like this trade's due for a loss because this thing's on a 9-day win streak at the moment, guys. So if for some reason it takes a loss, we can't be like, oh, but this thing's won 9 straight days in a row. I think only one day it didn't pay for 1-for-1, but all the other trades have been like 2R, 3R. I mean, it's been insane. I definitely feel like I like the shorts a little bit better for us to push back down to retest the the whole numbers are that 496. All right, 30 seconds left. The only thing I don't like about the top here, because we're about to have a new hourly candle too, so you would think that we get a pop here at the hourly candle. All right. New hourly candle. Oh, it happened so fast. I didn't get the order I wanted, but we still got in. That's the whole part about putting a resting order on this. $25 points is considered a winner. So 40 down to 15, it's a winning trade. No, I got in 5 or 10 points late on this. So you're supposed to have a resting order sit there. If this thing pulls back in there and finds support, we will get short again. So we're about 5 points off of our entry. Wow, that was a quick freaking 30 points almost. Like I said, I should have had a resting order, but like you're supposed to have your resting order sitting at 39 and looking for 25 points. Might get whipped out here. Come on. We got a long time before a new candle. We got 2.5 minutes, so. This is probably the most easy trading strategy in the world. Except, I mean, you just have to trade it like it's either a winner or a loser. But like I said, it wins a lot more than it loses. I mean, that's a winning trade. That's already 30 points. So we got 1 minute left on this candle. We got a lot of time left on this candle, guys. So we got plenty of time to keep on running. If we can get under those 96s down here, I don't see how we don't go to the 391. So we could easily run down another 100 points. Just got to get through those 96s. And this thing can still come back and stop me out for break even, but I'm trying to hold it for the longer push here for us to see if we can get through these 500s. We still got a minute, 50 seconds left on this candle here. This is the area that scares me the most because this is where I was going to take a long at a while ago. No, don't pay now long. See what I mean? It's in that that was my long spot here at 96. And I hope it fails. Go. 15 seconds. Just keep running. Because we're going to have to anticipate a pullback on this next candle. So you're going to get a new 5-minute candle. We can pull fib real quick on this candle. And you really need to see like I don't want to see over 40% pullback, which is right here at the 510s. I mean, that would even be better because then we can use this as our stop loss. Once we pull back and wick off one of these levels, we will bring our stop loss to that level. I would love to see a 23. That would be like perfect. Just that little 23% pullback in the 90s, then just rip back down. 38 would start making me nervous if we started getting back above this level because I really don't want to see us back above that level. There's the 20. All right, keep on going. Push on back down. Come on, 20%. Hold up. Hold up. It's trying. That's where we're going to take our stop loss to. Come on. Dude, come on. Get down there. I just don't want to lose this whole trade if it comes back. So like I said, I think that 40 is going to be my line in the sand. So the 500 to 510 will be my line in the sand. So I just don't want to risk to not take anything out of this trade because that'll be kind of stupid. So I got to at least take something out of it. So this is why we were hoping this 23 level holds. And right now we're still holding. So still looking good. Still looking good. We need to see some red body pushing because if so, this thing is not coming back. Oh, yeah. 23 held. Oh, you got to love the Fibonacci, guys. I mean, this is why I pull Fibonacci's on all my candles. You can almost guarantee to see where your candles are going to get stopped at by these percentages. So 23% held. So let's see what happens with this next candle here. So we at least got 33 points locked in. I mean, let's see. I'm going to target the those lows at 391. So man, we're about to another 100 points today. Let me see how close I am to passing this account. It's like, man, it's so hard to keep this going. I only need if I close it right now, I'd only need $80, less than $100 to pass this. Like I said, I had to pass this by the 23rd. I'm hoping my 10 gets hit. We got a minute and a half left on this candle. Come on. Got a minute left. Go, go, go. All right, we're at the 100-point range. We're only $50 away from passing. Man, it's so hard to watch this and mm. 100 points locked in. Whew. Woohoo! 120 point moves. Congratulations if you're able to grab some of that. It doesn't get any easier than that, guys. 5-minute inside bar. Even though I got in 5 points late, I mean, it just ripped off 120 points. And you only had to risk 28 points for this trade. So 91 is kind of a bounce spot. I'm kind of curious what's going to happen here at the 91 level. Let's see. Yes, we passed our account by 46 cents. Heck yes. Nice. 46 cents. So we're copy trading, guys. So that means we're, what? So we made about $240 out of each one, just trading 2 micros. So what's that, about 4 something? That's the key to micros, guys, is copy trading. This way you can risk very little, but you can make a lot. All it takes is one good trade to erase those little, like, small trades. All right, so let's see. Let's pull fib on this candle. So where I'm not a big fan of the Fibonacci pull is whenever the body of your candle's already, oh, never mind, is already at 20% of the pullback. See how it's already at the 20% of the pullback? Most of the time, this continues back up. This is why I say I'm not a big fan of the wick. Man, this thing could literally go all the way back up. What did we get to? See, we missed that 391 by, like, I don't know, by, like, what? Looks almost 12 points. This is my favorite type of 5-minute candles. This right here. You get this small wick. You got this, all this selling pressure. Then you get another small little 20%. So I would have even took a short here if I missed this. This would have been another short opportunity. I mean, you know, you don't really need these big trades like this because you could almost go in heavier. So you would have got long around the 80 or short around the 80 after you realize that this is probably not getting back up above the 20% of the previous candle. And then you could have a, what, about a 20-point stop loss. So you could have went in with 5 micros if you want to risk $200 and look for a 10-point move. That's a quick $100 and leave a runner. I'm sorry, $100 risk, not $200. Yeah, almost 200 because, no, I guess 15. So about 150, right about 150 if you're trading, depending on how many micros you're trading. Now, if you're trading minis, I mean, that's another thing, I guess, if you got a larger account, but you got to think, I'm trading on fairly small accounts. I'm only trading 25K. So you hear 25K, but technically it's only $1,500 of drawdown and $3,000 of drawdown. So the plan after I pass these 2 accounts that we're strictly going to be trading funded only moving forward on the stream. And if the only evals I got left to trade right now is my Padeus accounts on Quantower. And that would be these charts here. So we actually took a trade last night. Me and Methodical Man were trading I want to say we made close to $100 last night. Made $90 on this account. So pretty good for the Tokyo market or Asia market. It was like a 120-point winner. Then we had another little 10-point winner. Then I think like 3 winning trades. Just going for like 10, 20 points with 1 micro. Just super small. Christy, did you catch any of the short? Or are you just here for a spectator? Man, this was the long I was looking for earlier, guys. Not me when I was talking about that 91. So this is why we put our target where we did, because I was anticipating a bounce here at the 91, but we didn't even get there. Because that's the New York low from yesterday, and we always get some kind of resistance at that level or some kind of bouncing. But as you can see, we missed that crap by like 15 points. You're looking for a funded trade right now? Are you talking about like a where are you looking for your funded trade at? I have no setup now. The only thing that I like here, if this creates a nice little bear flag on the 5-minute charts, I would probably do it with the eval. Let me turn off my copy trader, guys, because I already passed that account, so I don't need to take another trade by accident. 46 cents over. I still need another $200 on my Bewley, and I got to the 23rd to get that. So $200, I should definitely be able to make that next week. Say Clarity, where are you looking for? Or is that an older message? Maybe I missed that message when you said you're going to see if you can get a funded trade. Where was that at, Clarity? Let's see if this 15, this little breakout. Now, this is one of my favorite little candles. Sometimes I'll try to get like little 10 points and runners off of this candle here, but only on evals. I won't take this on this wouldn't be like a funded trade setup, but an eval, yes. I'd have much rather seen like 2 or 3 candle pullback. I think that would have made it a lot better, but we'll see what happens here. It looks like you would at least got your 10 points, and that's the key, taking these little breakouts like this. Just look for 10 points. It looks like it pushed down 20 points. Then your runner would have been stopped out. But more likely, just put a stationary type trade where you just look for 10 to 20 points. You're up $100 on my Buellanox funded. I just disconnected that account. Now I'm hoping to get a trade on. I wouldn't trade anymore. Oh, well, maybe if you want to do your Apex. Wait, is the Apex a funded account too, or is that just an eval, Christy? Okay, well, yes, Jam. This is the MNQ. This is micros. We're trading 25Ks and 50K prop firm accounts. So technically, they're only $1,500 accounts and $3,000 worth of drawdown. I no longer have a bias. I would like to see us run that 96 before I consider the long. We just took a 120 point short. So we grabbed this whole short down. So I talked about this trade before it happened. I don't know if anybody took it, but this trade has won 10 days in a row. There's only one day that it didn't get the 1-for-1, and that was one day last week that it did not get the 1-for-1. So this is just the first inside bar of the morning. So I wouldn't mind a long, like catch that V-shaped reversal all the way back up to the top side, but I'd really like to see it run the 91s first. Well, keep your green, Christy. Put your funded accounts away. If you got an eval, trade your eval. Or if you just feel like practicing, practice on a sim account. Practice your strategy. Shoot. Like I said, there's nothing worse than messing up on a Friday and you got to spend all weekend to think about it, Christy. Good luck, Jam. I do like the longs, but like I said, I'd much rather us run those 91s first it didn't run my level yesterday either, so it's not like it could run it now. I just know yesterday I missed my level trade by like 50 points because it did not touch it. So I had to wait for another clean 5-minute candle to set up with the pullback to get long. And we still got 100 points out of that trade, even though we missed it and we had to wait. And if it does sweep but this could possibly be a nice long. We could be building up a little consolidation box here. You know, I don't trade box here. You don't want to trade inside this box here. You want to wait for it, you know, unless you're already in the trade. You got your nice little idiot box. You don't want to take any trades inside this box until we break out. The imaginary do not trade box. Man, I think the last couple of days, most of my entries have been coming off the inside bar because we haven't been really getting a clean price. I mean, I bet you this pullback right here, I bet you this is probably about 50% of this candle. I'm curious. Let's see. Let's pull fib on this candle here. Right at the 60%, man. Perfect. Perfect. Christy, you're going to have to learn to use the fib there. All right, we're breaking out to the downside on the box here. Let's see what happens with the 91. Now, I wouldn't be too scared if I was in a long until we broke that 91. If we start printing below that 91, that's where I'd start getting a little on the nervous side. Because I almost want to take a long. If it pushes through the 91, then rejects, then goes all the way back up. If we can jump in there where it doesn't cost us a bunch, like less than 10 points, we may try it. We'll see what happens. This is the low of the AM yesterday. And we could even get 82. Hopefully I'm not missing it. Oh. Here we go. Right there at 91. We got that one, and we also have the Asia low at 80. And that's where we took the long at yesterday, guys. We got the Asia low. See how we missed it? We missed it by 10 points yesterday. And that's why we weren't able to catch that trade way down here, because we were looking for us to run these lows from the Asia at the 80. So I was looking for a long off of it. So right now, this is why we're kind of looking for maybe a long off of that 90. If we can push that 90 a little bit, or even push that previous day Asia low, then maybe might look for a little bounce here. I don't know how far we're going to go back. If I enter it, it's going to be with just 2 micros, looking for 10 points and a runner. I mean, I have no way of predicting. There's just levels that we can just wait and see. Like yesterday, we had a V-shaped recovery off that level yesterday, but every day is different. did it not push through? No. Yeah, I guess it did. How much time we got left on this? 27 seconds left on this candle. All right, there's 82. You want to see this area hold. Like I said, if it gets below this area, it could be downtown if we print below this 91. 4 seconds left. Ooh. It's not respecting. Come on. Man. This is why I don't put resting orders on targets. I always try to catch them from the backside so I can see how big my stop loss needs to be. And if my stop loss has to be too big, we're just not going to take it. So right now you're looking at about a 20-point stop loss, because that's all the way down to the 60s. And that just still looks super bearish. Man. You thought the day was going to be bullish? I usually don't come in. I'll come in with, like, I'll feel like we're going up, but a lot of times when we're taking trades, I just kind of go with the flow of the market. Because I trade a lot of momentum type trading. So most of my stuff is support and resistance with momentum. So like right now, this is why I said 91 was my support leg. And so we would need to see a push back above the 90 level here. See if we can get it here. I just don't like where the stop loss has to be, because this could just be another 400 retest, then just there's still a good chance for us to push back up here if we can get back above the whole number. If I take it above 90, I'm not even going to be able to have my stop loss where it needs to be, because that's just a massive stop loss. But right now, I don't know. I don't even know where we could go here. I haven't even looked that far down today. $322. Oh, Methodical Man says we can go all the way to 322. Are you guys in longs, or y'all was just looking for bullish type trades? Where's your line in the sand at, Darius? Do you have, like, when you take your trades, do you have a spot that, hey, I'm not going to let it go this far down, or how do you do that on your trades? I know right now that 322 was supposed to, I think Methodical Man says that next 322, but I haven't really looked at to the left. You almost have to look to the left and see what targets they are to the downside. So we're at 322. I mean, you just got to think where we could go and where we could bounce. So this was the London low. So if we can't hold the London low, it's kind of like we didn't hold that 91 while ago. So this is why a lot of times I always take my entries going back up through some of these levels, and I don't ever put resting orders on. I struggle with putting resting orders on. And if we lose this 322, I mean, then you're looking all the way down to 209. Or 240. Yeah, 240, 309. Because, see, we haven't really ran any of these levels yet. So you're just basically rerunning these levels. I know, I mean, everybody has their own, like, you know, what you're willing to risk per trade. Like I said, I always have pretty much almost a fixed loss almost all my trades that I enter. So when you take your position, do you hold it until either it blows, or do you have a max loss limit that you have on your account? Like, how much are you willing to lose on that account? So, like, lately I've been a lot more stricter with myself. I've been trying to keep it where I try not to lose more than like $200 if I can't help it. Oh, you didn't put a stop loss on? Okay. See, I always play with a stop loss. I don't have the the confidence not to play with a stop loss. Maybe we can reclaim this 22 and get a nice push back up here. What do we got left on this candle here? 3 minutes? Okay. We'll see what happens. Now, do you do a DCA in your trades, or do you just hold it from your position and whatever happens, happens? Like, I know some traders will hop in a trade at a spot, and if it goes against them, they'll just try to DCA back into the trade. But see, I don't ever do the DCA and thing. Every now and then I may do it like on an eval, but pretty much, like I said, almost all my trades have a strict stop loss on them. Like I already have my level picked out, because like I said, I like to trade off support and resistance. Every single one of almost all my trades will have some kind of like support, resistance, or where I'm putting my stop loss. So like this trade right here, I like this while ago, even though I was already in it. So if I entered after it pulled back on this 5-minute candle, this is wherever this wick is. And as long as the 50% holds, that's where my stop loss would go. Because I know if it comes back above that 50 and 60%, it's more than likely going back through it. So it's like this 5-minute candle print here. Let's see if we get back above it here. So right now we just hit the 73% of that candle. More likely we're probably going to push back up a little ways here. Maybe this is the V shape here at 322. I don't really have any particular person that I learned from. Most of this time is just my own personal chart time. I'm not saying I haven't watched other traders or watched a lot of different stuff, but I don't really particularly follow anybody as far as entries go and what I risk, because I just don't feel like that's really feasible to do sometimes. I think it's okay to watch other traders to see what they're doing, but I know with that 5-second to 7-second delay on stream, it's really hard to follow like breakout traders. So if you watch somebody and they're literally bear flag, bull flag breakouts, the time you see that trade, they're already in it and gone. Like now this entry right here, you could have followed me on this entry, because like I said, this thing has won 10 straight days in a row. I think it had one day that you didn't get the 1-for-1, but it does take losses though. There is no perfect trading system. I mean, everything will take a loss here and there. To me, with the losses, it's all about how much you're willing to risk per account. And that definitely takes a while to get used to it, because, you know, I'm pretty much like anybody else. I've had my fair share of bumps and bruises along the way, and I still get them. Hell, I blew a funded account last month. And a lot of times what I do, if I blow a funded, I'll take a break from trading fundeds till I get that out of my system. Because I might still have a little bit of tilt left in me. So it's better not to trade. Because everybody has tilt moments. Well, most of us do. Have that one day where it's like, crap didn't go right. But let me tell you, the one thing that's helped me stay a lot more patient, though, is trading on the 5 minutes. See, I used to trade on the 1 minute charts. It's like, look how clean this looks here. So like, I like this right here. This would have been a really good setup as far as 5 minute setups go. You know, nice bearish reaction, very little pullback. It kept going, would have paid freaking 80 points. But then look at it on the 1 minutes. I mean, this probably looks like just straight chaos. Let's see if we can find it. Where would it be at on the 1 minute? Shit, you have to go back through all these damn candles. I'm assuming in this area right here. I mean, look at all this. I mean, how do you even know? So this is why I like the 5 minutes. It's just a lot cleaner to me. Now, I think if you like trading the 1 minutes, maybe watch a little bit higher time frames, because I think a lot of people put the 5 minutes with the 1 minute. They'll watch the 5 minutes but take their trade on the 1 minute. But I've found it easier just to trade on the 5 minutes. Wow, dude, this could be a squeeze right here, guys. Man, do we squeeze? Man, it's already a freaking 60-point freaking stop loss. Man, we bounced right off that 22, didn't we? I bet you we did, and I wasn't even paying attention. Yep, look at that. Let's see. We got our line at the 22. Oh, right there. It hit the 22 on the nose. I wasn't paying attention. Well, you just look for levels. Like, I like to run previous session lows and highs. So those are a lot of the levels that I'll use for targets, like for bigger trades. Now this indicator is part of, like, I guess what somebody that maybe trades the ICT type setups. This indicator right here is called ICT kill zones with pivots. So what it does, it kind of marks out highs and lows of each trading session. And I use these sessions as my target. So like this morning, I was targeting that 391, but I wasn't positive that it would make it. So this is why we put our at 13. So this is why I chose 13. I was about 20 points away from the target. So let's look down and see where that 22 level is. I bet you that. So look. This 22 that we're talking about was the London low from December 2nd. So literally we just ran that low from what, Tuesday? No, December 2nd. So that's 10 days ago. I mean, we've been just going up and up for the last 10 days. This is how I find my targets, where, you know, when I'm looking for bigger trades and I feel like we can get there. But I do it from, you know, level to level. I won't say you know, if we're way up here, I was like, oh, I'm going to target the London lows from 10 days ago. No, I would just target the previous session. Then if we break that session, you go to the next session. If we break that session, you go to the next session. That's why I said if we lost that 91, man, we could easily go way down. Oh, yeah, we got one guy in the YouTube lobby. He trades the 15 seconds. That hurts my head to even think about fish lips. Whew. Let's look at the 15 seconds. Let's see if I can take any kind of stuff from the 15 seconds, because this is going to look like a bunch of jumbo little charts going 100 miles per hour to me. Yeah, there ain't no way. I have no clue what I'm looking. All I see is a bunch of little candles just whipping back and forth at 15 seconds a pop. You guys are a lot better than me if you can trade these kind of low time frames. I just know I don't do good at it. This is why everybody's a little different. The 15 second is death. I wouldn't even know where to begin, Coach Fred. All I see is a bunch of candles going back and forth so quick. The time I decide to push the button, we would probably already be back at the highs of the previous leg. I hesitate too long when it comes to pushing the button. Push the damn button. I'd rather just wait for my 5-minute candles to set up. Not being brave enough. I don't blame you, Christy. I wouldn't either. Fish Lip's been trading them for a while, though. The 15 seconds will crash your PC. That's pretty good. That's a good one, Coach Fred. Oh, goodness. Man, it's already... I don't even know if I have another reason to take another entry today. So I only need to make $200 more on this 50K. We're at 2,800. So only 200 more bucks. Then I passed another Apex eval today also by 46 cents. So Rick, the purple candles are the inside bar. That's how we took our entry this morning. Now, you only take the very first one, Rick. You kind of have to just kind of overlook them the rest of the day. So I only care about this very first one after the market opens. So right now, the inside bar has won 10 straight days. Insane win streak right now. So I'm anticipating a loss pretty soon. Man, I was really hoping for the longs today because I was really hoping that we would fill this gap in, but we still may. All right, here's yesterday's inside bar. I'll kind of go over this inside bar a little bit. The stop loss had to be kind of big, so your entry would have been at 560. Your stop loss would have to be up here at 625. So yesterday's was a massive stop loss. When they're big stop loss like this, you almost have to wait for some kind of pullback. And we waited for this pullback. There's just no way I'm going to sit through that much drawdown. And you're looking for a 1-to-1. So if this thing is 65 points long, so this was what, from 65 to 30. So 35 plus 30 is 65 points. And let's see how far it went. And you would have been short around the 60s. This thing went down 100 and what? About 150 points. So I know I took this trade actually yesterday for 70 points. The same exact setup as we took yesterday, we took today. I mean, today I took 100 points. No, 120 points out of the inside bar today, Rick. And yesterday we took 70. And that's a free indicator that you can get off a website, or I have it in my Discord too. Now this one, so this wasn't the open one. So this is the one that's before 8:30. So you wouldn't have taken that one. It has to be after the opening. All right, so here's the one. This was the only one I think that did not pay the 1-for-1, if I wasn't mistaken. So you didn't get the 1-for-1 for this one. So 30, around 36.30 down to, so about 25 points. You would have been long here about 35, and let's see where it went. So you need at least a 35-point trade to be 1-for-1, and looks like you got about close to 25 points. So you didn't quite get the 1-for-1. This was the only day this week that I know that you didn't get the 1-for-1. And so what I do on those, a lot of times I will just go to break even after 20 something points, or I'll do the take 10 points, and this way I can have a 10-point stop loss kind of in the negative still. Is that on my side? Yeah. All right, here's the next one. This day, it got pretty close to your stop loss if you didn't wait for the, I mean, look, I'm talking about it came near your stop loss within like a couple pips here. I mean, I'm talking about close. Look, that inside bar is still lower than this one, but it was close, close. So you have to sit through some nasty drawdowns. So you'd have been long at 6:30. Yeah, wow, this thing loves the 30 this week. So what is that? 30 to 60. So 30 points, 1-for-1. So, yep, 40 points here. Now, if you stayed in it, sit through this drawdown, ride this 21. I mean, hell, you could have took this thing up all the way. Could have been your entry. Never came back the rest of the morning. Yeah, you would have been long, got your entry, and been in long all day long. It's been just popping lately. But just because you say it wins today, you know, I have seen it lose multiple days in a row. So, I mean, like I said, you just got to make sure you take 25, 30 points off of it. Man, that 22 was the V-shaped recovery here possible. But I still think that we could possibly move down here if we draw like a nice little trend line. Maybe we'll get that little trend line break. I don't think I'm going to take anymore. And I'll show you where that indicator came from. Like I said, you can either get it out of my Discord, or I can show you the website I got it from. Where's Discord? I know I have Discord somewhere open. I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere here. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, you can just go over to the, just go over here, and it's actually the last inside bar that I put in there, or the last indicator I put in there. You can either go here and get it in the Discord, or you can go to, let me see, what's it called? Or you can get it on trade. It's on TradingView too, but I'll show you the website it's on if you want to just go to the website, because they have other free stuff there too. It's where's it at? It's this Trade Saber right here. If it's not free there still, like I said, you can get it out of the Discord too if you're just interested in using it. So I think I downloaded a few of them. They had the inside bar free. Free. They had a opening range breakout setup free that you can use, and I'll show you what that looks like too if you want to see that one. I've used this one for. I don't mind this one much. It's basically the same thing that I have set up here, but that's what the opening range. I also have that indicator in the Discord too for anybody that interested in using that. Let me take off this right here. All right, let me change the time to this. So you just have to adjust it whatever time zone you're in, because I'm in Central Time. So I open up a little earlier. Woo, look at this V-shaped recovery. Man. So usually what this one does here is it will, so what this little arrow is that you see, that means that the candle has closed out below the 15-minute range, whatever time frame that you're using. So once this gets a closed candle, it'll give you this little arrow, if that's just something you visually like to use things, and you would be short basically around this area here. And you would have got a nice push, but we just did not. I don't think we took that one though. We didn't. No, because we got long on this candle here, I think. Or no, what candle did we get long on? Here, this candle. So yeah, we didn't take none of this morning. So, like I said, it's the same thing as I have marked out with my opening range box. I like the little box here better than I do with the little arrows and indicator, but I don't see nothing wrong with the little arrows. You can just kind of use those as reference, like, oh, there's an arrow there, so that means we printed outside the 15-minute range. Oh. So you're long from 600? Whew, this is a... I almost want to jump in on this with one micro because this is almost a bear flag breakout here. I may jump in with one micro. Hmm. 60 may be my line in the sand here. Actually, this will be my line in the sand if it's back above this wick here. I'm trying to hold on to much of my profit as possible. This is just one micro trade here. So I figure if I can add another $100 and if this thing can sell down to the lows. All right, we just hit the 60. Like I said, above 60, I'm going to close my trade and we'll just be out 5 points. I figure if I can get a low risk trade without costing a lot here, because I'm anticipating this wick here to save me. So this is how I will got my level, is based off that 5-minute wick. Got 2 minutes left on this candle here. I wish I had runners, but I wish I had a 2 micro trade instead of 1, but like I said, we're already up today, and so there's no reason to risk, profit. Like I said, 60 will be my line in the sand here. Not 60, 65. 65 will be my line in the sand. So what is that? 15 points. So we're risking $30 at the moment. We'll pull. I almost feel like your stop loss needs to be like 50% of the candle here. We still got a minute left on this candle, so I'm hoping it keeps pushing. All this is basically a 5-minute trend line break, guys. Come on. What do we got? 13. Damn it. We're about to have a new candle. Come on. Push, 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 push. Then we can look for a possible short pullback here. Here. It might not even get the pullback. Man, this thing's got more in it, I bet. No. Come on. Just looking for 50 points, guys. 1 micro, 50 points. Another quick $100 if we can hit that 305 here. Oh, I don't want to see a wick. Come on. Oh, a little bit more. It's so close. We're like missed it by 5 points, damn it. Come on. No, it's going to have a pullback. No. Oh, well. We'll lock in 20, actually. So we'll lock in 20. So whatever happens, we're either going to get 50 points or we're just going to take 20 points. Sorry for my charts. I was trying to make it where it's easier to see. One, two, three, four. 4 big 5-minute candles. Nice higher, low, breakout. All right, we're about to get stopped out on our runner here. Well, looks like we're only going to take 20 points instead of the 50. I was really hoping for the 50-point trade that it would take out these lows here. Oh, well. It still may get down there. I just may not have to have my stop loss where it needs to be. I'm pretty sure if you pull fib on this, I'm pretty sure your stop loss probably had to be at the 23%. Yeah, watch this thing push down now. Probably the safer stop loss was probably here. That's the way it goes. It likes to come back and stop you out, then goes. There it goes. Son of a bee. Wow. Did we just leave another 100-point trade on the table? I think we did. Holy shit. Woo. What this? Look at this trend line break. Holy goodness. Wow. Sexy. This is why I like the 5-minute trend line breaks. Nice, clean, small candles, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Then once we break the body here, just get short and see if you can target the lows down here. I did not anticipate the breakthrough down this far, but definitely to here. But, man, I hate that I feel like I paper handed that a little bit. I don't know why. I just did. I think it's because I was already in the profit and I was just like, man, I just don't want to come back and break even and be at 40 points and not take nothing. That's what gets me sometimes. Whew. All right. Let me remove that. Let's see what kind of deep pullback. If you pull your fib and see what kind of pullback this was. All right, so this leg started here. Whoa, what do you know? The 25% pullback. Look at that. You could have pulled your fib on this whole leg. It bounced pretty much at the 23% right above it. Never could get back up in this range. Then just more dumping. Actually, no, I think it's this candle. Actually, this is the next leg up that's just kind of wigged down. So really the 23% pullback with that. So you could have pulled fib on this whole leg, and then just as it's making this little bear flag, then if it doesn't get above that, that's even another good indicator that we're going to be moving down. And a lot of times I don't do this because I forget about it, because I like to trade from leg to leg or from candle to candle. So definitely cannot take any more trades today because it's already 11 o'clock. So in my past, it seems like if I start taking more trades between that 11 and 12 o'clock, it never fares well for me. I think if you're wanting these bigger trades, you're going to have to wait till after the lunch hour. Because usually about 11:30, it starts chopping sideways. And I've pointed this out plenty of times with this chart here. So this is usually what your lunch hour looks like. See all the little consolidation? Then lunchtime, explosion, or the PM session. I'm sorry, PM session. This day, it stayed consolidating for the whole day, so we didn't get anything going on this day. I don't know what that day was, but you can see more consolidation during the lunch hour. So this is why I don't trade in the lunch hour for anybody that's new here. This is also a free indicator on TradingView, and you don't even really got to have data because it's previous day, so it doesn't matter if your market stuff is behind. So you can still use this even if you don't want to pay for TradingView. But look, more consolidation. More consolidation. Now, is it like this every day? No, but for most days it is. You're just not going to get good price action during the lunch hour. Most of the time after the lunch hour ends, you get into the PM session, then you'll get either that nice move up or down after the PM session opens back up. Every now and then you'll get a somewhat of a big move during the lunch hour, but very rare. Most of the days it's like this. It's just a consolidation time. And this indicator is called ICT kill zones with pivots. Thank you guys all for, watching, subscribing, and liking today. It's been a pretty good Friday. We've pretty much have been red for the last 2 straight weeks. I think we've only had one really losing. There's been like a couple losses here and there, but they were actually a setup that I was taking from Methodical Man. But mostly all my trades, I've only had like one losing trade in the last 2 weeks that I chose to trade that. Then I realized what my mistake was. And that was a 15-minute candle. And I want to see if I can find it because I think it was this past Monday. I felt like it was this Monday or something. No, was it last Wednesday I had a red day? I take that back. I did have a red day. It was either last Wednesday or the Wednesday before that. I don't remember which one it was. maybe it's this week we haven't really had a red day. It was the last week during one of those super choppy days. I was trying to find that. I thought I made a little video on it just to point it out. Oh, it was right here. So this is the candle where I made a mistake that I know not to do that again. So this is how it tricked me. So look, we had the manipulation out of the 15 minutes, and I saw this big old green candle going back through the 15 minutes. And where my mistake come in is this candle opened here, and I got long because it was tapping at 15 minutes. And after I took it, I realized what my mistake was. I've never gotten long on a candle breaking out of the 15-minute candle where you got a long wick. So that candle would have had to close right here to be kind of like a validated trade. So that's my mistake on that candle there. I can't go far back enough to kind of show you an example. I would have to just add that to charts to kind of point that out. There's just really no particular reason why we're dumping. I mean, no one really knows. At least I don't know. I just kind of just try to go with the flow, whatever happens that day. A lot of people can come in with bias, or you can have your own bias of that day, but I just trying to trade whatever happens for the day. So I actually took a long pre-market this morning, and I was up 40 points, and I didn't take nothing out of it because I let it come back and stop me out because I thought we were going to go up at the opening. I wish I would have held this. Man, could have had another freaking 100-point trade today on a micro, which is pretty good because that's like $200 with one micro. And you only had to risk like, what, $50 to stay in it. And I even got in it late. You were supposed to got in it from here at the 60, and I hesitated a little bit. I was waiting to see more red on the body before it started dropping. Are you still holding your long from 600? So when you hold longs that long, how often does it usually come back and you get the winning trade? Like, how often do you do that? Like I've seen other traders do that before. I've never had that in me to like hold trades like 200-300 points in the red. I've never done that before. So I didn't know how people, how people like, people are trading to do that. Like, is there a line in the sand you get to, or do you just let it go until it blows it? Because I know there's traders that are streaming that does that. Like there's no risk management. To me, that's almost the same as you might as well just full port the account. Like just put max contracts on and just go all the way in. Oh, and just wait till it comes back or blows. Oh, Christy's like, yeah, I've done that. Just wait till it comes back or blows. See, I don't ever do that in low risk. If I do that, it's like I done put too many damn contracts on, and that freaking thing will blow after like 20 points. Oh, goodness. Come on, V-shape. We're all wishing on a V-shape here. Get you a V-shape in here so we can start moving back up to go take out these, take out them highs. Methodical Man put levels. He said 193. Where did we get stopped at here? Looks like we went down to... I don't ever have the nerves to trade, like hold long trades like that. To me, you might see me take more smaller losses on my trades because I like having strict stop losses. I'd rather take 2 losing small trades and get that one big winning trade to recoup the 2 small trades than I would to hold this to hope it comes back. I mean, we are building a nice 5-minute trend line for a possible reversal at lunchtime today, guys. I mean, this is setting up nicely for a nice 5-minute breakout setup today. And a lot of times when this happens, most of the time it's right before lunch too. So you may get that today. You may get that reversal today because right here you got 1 leg, 2 leg. Then either this 3rd or 4th one, you'll more than likely get that big break back up to the upside. And then that's where you can just trade the legs, like depending on how many contracts you got. This would be like you want to take profit here, then you'll want to take profit here if you can hold it that long. I mean, that's a pretty insane holding, but yeah. Then the highs. For anybody likes to draw the imaginary lines on the charts, and you know the lines always have a support, the imaginary support of the trend lines. I don't usually take a lot of the bigger trend line breaks like this. I like the smaller ones, like this one here. I prefer to take these. These are my favorite kind to take here, where you get these little pullback here, and it's just like a nice little leg up there for the dump. Or really, it's supposed to be drawn like this if you like to draw flags. So this would be your bear flag because it's a upside down flag. So there and there. This is how they call it a bear flag. So flag, pole. For anybody that likes to trade that type stuff. Like I said, everybody trades a little different. I like to trade breakout, support and resistance, and level to level. And so, like I said, anytime I enter a trade, I always try to have a level lined up that I'm looking for. And it's always a previous low from the previous day or 2 days ago, or wherever how many days you go back and look. It's always from one of those lows here. Like I said, so where are we at now on this? We can try to look and see where we can find a new target. So right now we're at 165. So let's go over here. Keep going back, get back. Man, we got to go way back there. So the next target down possibly is going to be 131. So if you are still in a short, I would probably target like 140s or something, like 10 points above it, because you also have the PM high there. And also it looks like the London low from November 25th. And it could bounce because we had some really crappy price action back during that week. I mean, it just pretty much just chopped around forever. But, man, if it gets through these levels, through the 20s today, like, man, there's just nothing to holding this thing up. Just keep on going down. Or I kind of wonder if you pull the fib on the bigger picture, like find the previous leg down and see what kind of bigger pullback you could actually get if you pull fib like on the larger. I almost need a clean chart and just pull it on the daily or something. This way it'll probably be a lot easier to see. Yeah, like I said, we're not going to take any more trades today. We're just going to hold on to our green. Sorry if my charts are kind of all over the place. We're just kind of just watching charts. I spend a lot of time watching charts. Sometimes I think it's almost too much, but I think that's the key to somewhat being successful trading is just constantly just watching price action and just get used to how the market enters. Then also taking trades, even if you just have to take trades on a sim account and eval to work your way up to the funded accounts or cash account or whatever your goal is. The one thing that's hard to get by with trading that I've found the struggle is the trying to make a whole bunch of money right now. And another thing that helps me, honestly, guys, is actually trading in front of people. Because when I'm sitting here by myself, that's actually when I probably do the more stupid of things. When I'm just sitting in here by myself and like get the FOMO and I don't think about it because I know no one else is watching and just do stupid stuff. I see like I do the most, like when I blew my last funded last month, I was by myself. Like I was sitting in here by myself. I was like, oh, this trade looks good. You know, it's like, oh, I'm going to take it. It wasn't even a setup. And I took it anyway. So I find myself looking for better setups whenever I'm trading in front of people. Oh, man. Not the second ticks. I tried to trade on ticks before, Coach Fred. But like I said, I've found more success, or I feel like a lot more comfortable trading on the 5-minute charts. So this is how I like to do the compares. So this is your 5-minute chart. To me, this is very clean look. Push down, pull back, push down, consolidation box. Didn't really get the pullback, but another push down, pull back, then push down, consolidation box. So when I say consolidation box, that means do not trade inside this box unless you're already in the trade until you figure out which way it's going to go, or idiot box, or whatever you want to call this box. Just number one rule, don't trade inside the box unless you like to trade ranges. Now, I do have run across traders who like to trade ranges. So this is what they wait on. They wait for the market to basically just be going from one range to the next. They would buy at the bottom, sell at the top, then sell at the top. They would do that over and over until it finally breaks out of the box and there's no more inside the box. My take profit slipped and got extra 300. Heck yeah. I wish I could get some good slippage like that. It seems like slippage only happens for me when I get stopped out. That seems like when slippage kicks in for me. It's like you're looking for your stop loss and it goes down farther. All right, so this is the 5-minute. Let's take a look at the 1-minute just to show you just a reference why I like the. So here's the 1-minute box. So if you're going to do that one thing that I was talking about, the boxes, this is the probably the time frame you want to do it on, the 1 minute. So basically you're just looking to stay inside this box as long as you can until it breaks out of the box. So short, long, short, long, short, long, because this could do this for a whole hour, 30 minutes before it finally breaks out. Okay, so I had this flag drew out on the 5-minute charts. I mean, you just got to imagine all these candles. So look at this pullback here on the 1-minute charts. I mean, you just had all these candles. It is a pullback, but you're just like, man, what is this? I don't know. It's harder for me to visualize seeing this pullback it is compared to seeing on the 5-minute charts. But same thing. If you scrunch it together, it just looks like a bunch of little candles all smushed together. Because like I said, I used to trade the 1 minute, but I have gotten a lot better and a lot more comfortable trading the 5 minutes. So let's look at the 5 minutes. Look how much more cleaner to me the 5-minute looks. Nice pushback, consolidation, nice pushback, 3 or 4 little candle pullback, then a drop. So yeah, I am too. We took the inside bar for our entry on that one for the short today. So did we get the 100? Yeah, we got the 100 points, 120 points or something like that off that first trade because we got short from here. We got short somewhere in the 30s or 40s, if I'm not mistaken. It's like 43, I think. It's either 43 or 33. I don't remember the exact number. Then this one, man, I feel like I left so much on the table. We only took 20 points out of this trade, and this thing's almost down 200 points from my entry. But that's how you get FOMO a lot of times, like when you don't take like big points out of it or take the whole trade and you try to jump back in, then it wicks you back out. Then next thing you know, you're like 30 points in the hole. So this is why I never buy every 5-minute candle you usually will see me buy. It's going to try to be at least no more than like 30 points above from the wick. So I try to stay within there and just use a few micros, and it's easier to trade the lower risk because you can risk a lot more. Because I used to trade a lot of times the 10 minis or the not 10 minis, but like 10 micros, which is just like trading one mini. I mean, one mini and a 30-point drawdown is $600. So I'd rather just have 3 minis with a 30-point drawdown, which is like 100 and something. And plus, see, I'm trading on 25Ks or even 50Ks, so that's not a lot of money if you're trading minis on those size accounts. I think if you want to trade minis, unless they're evals, you can. I mean, full port. A lot of people do full port your minis. That's why people go through evals so much, because they don't want to trade the evals. And I use a lot of the evals for practice. I use that as far as my chart time goes. So a lot of times I try to treat my evals as I'm trading funded sometimes. So I keep that same, thinking mentality lately. Because I've been trying to change my whole mentality with trading. And it's tough. Most people have hard times going through the whole trading up and down. I don't know too many people that don't go through it. It's pretty good today, trades. We got 2 really good trades today. We did leave a lot on the table on this last entry. So we were short from 43. And we're already down 200 points, and all we can do is sit here and watch. But that is something I've gotten better in, is not try to retake the trade. So if you miss it, you miss it. You might as well just sit there and watch it like, damn it, I missed it. But we did take the inside bar today trades. So this was the last one. We did get 120 points. We did take this whole move here down. So we literally took it down to the last red candle too and got out at the perfect time. So pretty good day. It's been a good week all week, actually. I want to say, was it Wednesday? We had we had to be super patient and wait because that was the FOMC day. So we had a lot of choppy price action that morning. So we had to kind of just sit around and wait till the price action kind of calm down. S1000, what kind of a leverage are you using when making your trades to make that extra $300? Is that using a couple minis? If you got that kind of slippage, I mean, are you using minis? Wait, you've been holding it? Wait, which one did you take? Oh, did you take the pullback there? This one here? Okay, yep. That was a nice setup there. I like that one. That was a nice little bear flag there with nice 4 little green candles. That was perfect. Dude, I wish I would have took it. I only took 20 points. And I barely got wicked out too. That's what I was so annoyed about. It just barely hit my stop loss, then just dumped. And I wasn't gonna chase it because I'm always preaching to you guys like don't chase the 5-minute candle. Chasing that 5-minute candle will destroy you. Did you take the inside bar today? Well, I guess not. If you're already in the short, I mean, that's still a nice trade, dude. I mean, that's freaking 250 point trade. Man, that's awesome to hold that like that. Yeah, hopefully everybody had fairly decent weeks this week. or a decent week of trading this week. Man, I think almost every day we were in or had an opportunity of catching almost the biggest, like the big trades, like every single day this week trade, except for like one on the FOMC day. That was really the only day that we didn't really get that big trade, but we still took like a 50-point trade, I think, because we waited, we finally got it. But I think every day this week that we've had some massive trades all week long. No one believed me taking out those equally lows. Oof. I didn't even think about the equally lows. I'll be trading from, you know me, I like to trade from level to level. I try not to get ahead of myself. I didn't expect this big of a push down on this last bear flag down. I mean, I was expecting a push down to the lows, but I didn't know we were going to sell down another 200 points. I thought we would just push back down into the 200s or something and just rip back up. But man, we're just bleeding. Oh, goodness. We did pass another eval today. We're pretty soon next week, or I don't know. We'll have to see what the price action looks like leading into the holidays here, because I don't remember what last week was like. But I know around the holidays, the price action sucks sometimes. But maybe we'll get that Santa rally that everybody talks about. But maybe we already had our Santa rally, and this is the Santa dump. So we're still going to keep it the same. Just keep it 2 micros and keep it small and look for a couple $100 a day. Pretty much the same thing you see us doing every day here. Because I was taking a little break from my fundeds because I blew one last month. Like I said, usually if I blow a funded, I usually take a break. So I don't end up revenge trading it. Sometimes it's better just to take a break and kind of get back in a rhythm. And I feel like we have a good rhythm going right now. Yeah, I passed the one account today by 46 cents. Let's see. So you have to make $1,500 on these accounts to pass them. And so right now we're sitting at $1,500.46. And most of you guys have sit here and watched me grind this account for the last couple of weeks because a lot of the same people have been in here. So, and I think it took like 2 weeks to pass it. And that's just grinding every day, just getting a few proper, because I had to pass this by the 23rd. And the reason why I had to pass it was because it's a 50% renewal, and it's what is it? $83, I think, for the renewal. And we did not want to pay that renewal. So usually, even if we got close to that, we probably would have just done a little full port. And this account, we've also been grinding it. We've already made close to $3,000 in this one. This is the 50K that we're trading off of Bulanox. So we should get it passed hopefully next week. And like I said, this will probably be my last evals with these guys. And this will put me back above the 5 and 6 funded accounts with Apex and Bulanox. Then we'll just kind of strictly go back to trading those. And then all my evals that I have left are with Pideus, my Pideus accounts. This is that one I've been telling you guys about. If you're looking for a cheap way to get into trading, if you can just wait, and if you don't mind trading on Quantower, I picked these for like $8 a piece. I've been trading these accounts in the evening. So like I traded this during the Asia Tokyo. This is where we made that $90 at. So right now, these are only 25Ks. The only thing about it, you really can't trade really big on these accounts because they only have $500 drawdowns. So they're static accounts. So what that means is that $500 stays where it's at, and whatever profit you make, the bigger your stop loss is. So you start off with a $500 static account. And so right now our balance is basically $25,212. So right now I got a $700 strict drawdown right now. So the more you make an account, the bigger your drawdown becomes, and it doesn't follow you. So that's the good thing about these static accounts. But you just have to start off small to build a little buffer, before you decide if you're going to over leverage a little bit. But yeah, right now I just have 4 of them. Like I said, they're like $8 a piece. So I'm hoping by the end of the month, they'll rerun that special again, because you can have up to 5. So, or even if you just buying it to get some kind of free data and their lifetime accounts. That's the other good thing about it. You can take as long as you need with those accounts, and they never renew from month to month. So if it takes you 3 months to pass it, that's $8 that you had to spend on those accounts. Now, that's not right now. Usually their normal price is like $44, but even $44 for a lifetime fee is still good, because most prop firms, they will renew from month to month, whatever you bought it from, either $15 every month or $20, depending on how expensive the account was. But there's very few prop firms that'll do the, one-time fee lifetime. But I know there's a few I think it's like either Day Trades or Trade Day does that. The Padeus does that. And there's another one that does it. But I haven't used them. Eventually, there's this other prop firm I'm going to try because I have a free code with them to use. It's like a free 50K that I'm going to use. But I don't know how. I need to probably just go ahead and just buy the account because it's supposed to be a lifetime account too. Not buy it, but you know what I'm saying. You put the code in, you get it for free. So, like I said, it's also leading into the lunch hour, and it's a Friday lunch hour. So a lot of times Fridays, if you're new to trading, Friday is notorious for being super choppy price action because, the thing is you always hear that the bankers are all leaving at lunchtime on Fridays. So most of the time the market is usually garbage on Friday evenings. How's everybody else's trading today? Yeah, we took 2 good trades today. Let's see. We were patient and waited on them. Let's see, get this out of the way. We took the inside bar, the one that we pretty much talk about every day, pretty much. Right here, a little inside bar. Man, you could have been short from that inside bar, and this thing is still going down. That's what's crazy. You took one short? Nice. Man, you could have took the inside bar today and been short this whole time. Never came back to the inside bar. So we took this one for 120 points. So we took this one all the way down here because we were targeting the 91s. So we took it off at 313. So we were short from 43, I think, something like that. 33. 33. We were short from 33. So we took it from 533 down to the 3. No, is that right? Yeah, 313. Yeah, 313. No, that's not it. Let me look at this. No, it was right here. It was this one. It had to be somewhere. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got stopped out on this candle here. So it was at the bottom of this candle because 491 was a target that I was targeting, and I was about 20 points above that one level. So about 120 points because I took it off at 13. So yeah, 120 points on this one. Then I took another short on this pullback here, on this bull flag, bear flag pullback. So we, had a big leg down, had about 4 nice green 5-minute candles, and we basically got short on this candle right here. We only took 20 points out of it because I had my fib pulled and I didn't want it to come back over 20%. So this candle right here kind of wicked me out. This one wicked me out right here and then basically just dropped. So then we just had to watch this 200-point drop and yep. Not to try not to get the FOMO to jump back in. Look at this big old consolidation box that we have going on right now, guys. This big old idiot box. I mean, this thing looks like it's going to continue selling. But I'm glad it's a Green Friday. Most people that's in the trading world knows that it sucks being red on a Friday because you got to spend all weekend to think about that loss that you took, especially if you had a tilt day on a Friday. That is the worst. I have had a tilt day on Friday, and oh my God, it makes my weekend the worst. It gives you definitely a lot of time to reflect. Like, okay, I got to change this. I can't do that shit no more. I cannot have another tilt day on a Friday, or try not to have a tilt day at all. But especially on a Friday where you just have a complete meltdown. You're like F it, full port everything. I don't know how many of you guys have done that before or had those type of emotions where you just have that breakdown and just full port everything straight tilt. Oh, goodness. All right, guys, I think we're going to call it there. It's 11:30. Like I said, I don't trade during the lunch hour. I'm not sure what the price action is going to look like for the rest of the day, but this is already heading into lunchtime chop. So, like I said, this is why we usually don't trade the lunch hour because we don't care to trade this. It's not quite the lunch hour yet. It's still a little bit, but still, you don't want to be in this garbage. Like I said, unless you're good at range trading. Now, this probably looks a lot cleaner on the 1-minute charts, this here. If you go look at the 1-minute charts, it probably looks a lot cleaner. See how much cleaner it looks on the 1 minute? Yeah, if you're going to trade range, you want to do that on the lower time frames. So, bottom, top, and you would just buy and sell as it's hitting back and forth. I mean, that's still a big range. It doesn't look like it, but man, that's what? 50, almost a 90-point range right now. So it's a big range. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and we will be back either Sunday night or Monday morning. So 2 good trades today. Hopefully you guys were able to at least catch one for anybody that was trading with us today. I didn't really talk much about that one pullback trade because that's a breakout trade. And so I won't say nothing to you guys if I'm going to enter on these breakout trades. And the reason I do that is because of the TikTok delay. So a TikTok delay is probably anywhere between 5 to 7, 8 seconds. And that's a lot of time in the trading world. 7 seconds. I mean, that candle could already be freaking 20 points down here the time you see me take it. So a lot of times I won't really say if I'm taking these. I may draw my line here before I take it, but I won't say, hey, I'm entering here if it breaks here. The only one that I'll do that on is possibly the 15 minutes or this one right here where I said I'm going to probably be taking this one here if we break below the inside bar. Just because, like I said, you cannot follow breakout traders. You cannot follow someone who does these breakout trades live, watching live trading sessions because your entry and their entry is going to be totally different unless you guys are like on the same, you're on the same page. Like, okay, I know he likes to take these breakouts. So more than likely, if this breaks this candle here, he's probably going to get short. I mean, you can kind of do it like that. But as far as me pushing a button, then you push the button is just going to be totally different. So that's why it's harder to follow someone who does the breakout trades if that's strictly what they're trading. So just, if you come across people that are trading that, if they don't tell you that. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Everyone have a good weekend. And thank you guys for the likes and follows today. Everyone in the YouTube world, have a good weekend. What is that? Oh, that's Streamlabs.